What is going on, everybody out there? How is everybody doing on this wonderful day? And yes, it is a wonderful day. We have a new product in the shop today. So let me show you what it is. This is a brand new laminating block designed by SDG and made by N2 manufacturers. So let me tell you a little backstory. SDG has a YouTube channel, has an online bait shop. I highly recommend that you go over there and check out his channel, check out his bait shop. Everything's cool and stuff like that. But he had a problem when he makes a lot of baits and stuff like that, and I'll show you why this is better than maybe your traditional laminating block here in just a minute. So he had a really good idea. He came up with a design, and then he got in touch with N2 manufacturers, and together they collaborated and they came out with this right here. So this is a new style of laminating block. I'm going to turn the camera, point it down, and show you why this may be better for you for making baits. Alright, so here we have my original laminating block, and as you can see on the inside right there, it is basically the same on both sides. The plastic comes on this side, the plastic comes on this side, the same, and it's actually, you know, separated in the middle. That is your traditional laminating block, and how it works is on this mold. This is the slouch mold. You have a belly and you have a back, which this is the bottom, this is the top. When you're laminating, you would put it like this, put your injectors in there, and you would shoot your colors as you go. The problem is the SDG was having, I think a lot of other bait makers were having, is when you go from the first one to the second one, you're covering up your last bait you just made, and you're actually putting pressure down onto it, and then you actually take the pressure off of it. So you're basically making like a suction cup there, and you could force air down into it, and it could mess up the beginning of your bait. And the thing is if you're a bait maker out there and have an online bait store, you don't want to mess up laminates, because there's no saving laminates. Once a laminate is bad, it goes to recycle bin, and you have to remelt it and stuff like that. And when you remelt it, of course, it changes the color, because most of the time our belly colors are not the same as our top colors, not even close and stuff like that. So it's just a throwaway. So what he had an idea is instead of this way and causing that suction problem and airflow problem, and don't get me wrong, the slouch mold has plenty of air chambers in it. You can see them right here. It does get the air out just fine, but it's hard for them to get the air out when you're putting suction on top of it. So what he had an idea was, let's take our mold and turn it sideways, and of course we have the belly pointing towards us. We're going to line up the word belly here and shoot it like this. That's how his works. So you would shoot each one separately like that, and you would not interfere with the previous bait you just shot. So once you shoot this one and you go to the second one, you're not causing any problems with the airflow in the mold. You're not putting any kind of suction or air travel or anything like that. You're done with it. You know, you're moving on and stuff like that. And that's why he designed this to where one side is for one color and the other side is for the other color, and then this plate splits them in the middle. So we are going to test it out today. Also, on the other side, I mean, before I get too far, these are both of my worm molds. If you would actually take all the hardware out of this, you could clamp these together, and that's what we'll do later to test this out. And these would be the same level. Well, instead of shooting this like this, you would actually turn this sideways, and of course you would do a left side of the color and the right side of the color, and you would move along the line and stuff like that. Like I said, this is designed for a lot of people that do multiple baits, and I think it's going to be a big hit because it's going to save time. It's also going to save these bait makers money in the long run, because nobody out there likes to waste baits. So all right, let's get some plastic out. Let's make a really cool color. I was thinking I'm going to do a transparent color today. We're going to use the slouch again. I know I used it last week, but it's a very good mold to test this out with. I'm going to do a transparent chartreuse from MF on the bottom, and I'm going to do a transparent brown on the top. I think that'll make a really cool color. I put that in my notes like weeks ago that I wanted to try that. And of course, I want to test out one more of these golden grub glitters that I got last week and stuff like that. We are going to throw this color, which is called Peacock, into the brown side. Could make a pretty cool bait. As you can see, there's some blues and purples and copper in there. I think it'll look pretty cool in that brown, especially when it's transparent. So I have talked way too long. Let's make this color and let's shoot this mold. All right, everybody, we just made an awesome color here. Look at that. That is going to look pretty good, I think, laminating. The chartreuse style is very easy. I did 25 drops of the MF transparent chartreuse, and I put some San Andres from 8-Bit Baits in it. The brown, I put 35 drops of the transparent brown from MF, and then I put 4 drops of brown from Dead On Plastic. I also put a 1/32 teaspoon of Borealis in it, which is a blue, and then I did a 1/16 of a teaspoon of the small glitter and a 1/4 teaspoon of our peacock, and that gave us this awesome top color here. So you guys can see the chartreuse. Look at this. Look at that color right there. That is going to be sweet. All right, we're going to heat these back up, get the mold ready, start shooting some baits. All right, we have our colors here. They're both at 335 degrees. I have the belly looking towards me in the mold. I have belly labeled on the side here. So let's do this. Get a good injection. I didn't mean to go that fast. And there's how we're going to do it. We're going to hold it tight and you shoot it. And you move on to the next one. The next one. Next one. Next one. And the last one. And now all the other ones had time to breathe while we shot that. All right. Put that over there to the side. Put our excess back in. We definitely have enough to shoot another time. All right, we're gonna let them sit in the mold for a little bit, and we'll peek in them, see how they look. All right, let's take a look at these. But before we open up the mold, let's take a look inside of this laminate block here. So, sweet. So there you go. See, this was on this side, and that was on this side. And then you just take it, take out the plate, pull off the end, and you can recycle these two. See, just like you can in a regular injector. Throw those to the side. Put our plate in the middle here. Put that back on top. Little wing nut. There we go. Now let's take a look at these and see how they came out. All right. Oh yeah, check that out. Look at that color. That is awesome. Look at that. Oops, this one's kind of falling out of the bottom here. Let me fix that guy. Look at that color. That looks awesome. Check that out. That is cool. Let's get one of them bad boys out of there. So this is what we was talking about. See how our nose is perfect, nice and solid there. No imperfections. It laminated great, but look at that color. That color came out looking awesome. See the San Andreas in the belly, a little bit of blue shimmer in the brown top, and then that peacock glitter just makes that pop. Let's get a couple more out. Take a look at those. Whoops. Look at those. You like those? I like those. Those are cool. I'll take those every day of the week. And this worked just fine. So let's try it in one more different configuration and see how it works that way. All right, before we move on, I just want to show you, this is the second round of this color there. That color is something else. I am really digging this. I want to show it to you guys a little bit more. I like it. That is a cool color. And adding San Andreas to that transparent chartreuse is a winner by itself. I might make some trout worms later on with just that. But that is a really cool color. I am really digging this. I was a little skeptical about putting that peacock with that transparent brown, but as you can see, I think it came out looking pretty sweet. I mean, you could almost use that as a bluegill color, something like that. So maybe we'll take it out soon and see if it catches any fish. All right, on to the next one. All right, so now I have multiple molds in the vise here. These are exactly the same mold. These are England AI's 5-inch stick bait worms. And if I was doing laminates for this one, on my original laminate block, I would go like this. I would put this side color on this side and this side color on that side, and I would affect the next mold when I went to the second one. On SDG's version, you do it this way, because half of this block is one color and half of this block is the other color, and that would, you know, give you your two colors. So we're actually going to do it this way so it does not affect the mold beside it. So that's how we're going to do this one. So let's heat up some plastic and test it out in multiple molds like this. All right, so I just pulled out some remelts to make for this, and it is the Dukes, one of my all-time favorite colors. Had some left over from a couple weeks ago, and I thought we would shoot some stick baits in this. There we go. Hold a little bit of pressure, fill it up, move on to the next one. Nice and slow. Hold a little bit of pressure. Oh, might have ran out there. There we go. Let's top that off a little bit. And as you can see, I shot them sideways with the new laminated block. All right, we're gonna let them sit in there for a little bit, and we'll take a look at them. All right, let's take a look at these stick baits. So here we go. Let's see how they laminate. Ooh, look, the oranges look good. Look at that. A little bleed over at the bottom there, but I think it'll be just fine. Look at that. See? Came out perfect. Yeah. A little too much on the bottom there, but that's probably my fault because I was running out of plastic. I wanted to use that up. So that one looks pretty good. Here's the one I was a little worried about. Let's see how it came out. Looks pretty good. I like it, I like it. Oh, we messed up the top one there. So we'll still use them. We were just doing some remelts there. See that one? That one didn't fill up. So that one is a reject. But these ones came out just fine. 9 out of 10 is not bad, right? So that was not the block's fault. That was my fault because I ran out of plastic there. But I wanted to get one more bag of these Dukes of Hazzards because I've been still using them. I caught a pretty nice bass yesterday there. So yes, we'll take them. So this works just great. Works just fine. All right, everybody, so that is going to do it for this one. I appreciate you watching this video. And if you have not hit that subscribe button, please do. If you are subscribed, I sure do appreciate it. But tell all your friends and family about us and stuff like that. Let's get this channel growing and stuff like that. So let's talk about this laminating block designed by SDG. So this is awesome. I mean, game changer. If you are a bait maker that makes a ton of baits at a time and stuff like that because you have an online store or something like that, I highly would recommend this. I will leave everything you need to know down in the description below so you can get your hands on this. I'll leave a link over to SDG's YouTube channel so you can actually see him using it because he definitely went into more detail than I can because he's the one that designed it. And I'll definitely leave all the information from N2 manufacturers so you can slide over to their website and check this out and stuff like that. If you are worried about this not working on your injector, so I do not have N2 injectors. I have a bass tackle, and you saw it in this one. It actually does fit a bass tackle. So if you have N2 or bass tackle, you definitely know that it will work and stuff like that. Worked just fine, had no problem. I also used it in a Epic Bait molds in the slouch. It fit that sprue just fine, and I also used it in Angling AI stick bait molds. It worked just fine and stuff like that. I do not have any other molds that I can actually test this out with. All my molds are made by those two manufacturers and stuff like that. But like I said, it does work on those, and it works great and stuff like that. A really awesome design from SDG. A really new game changer, and I highly would recommend it. Give this a try and stuff like that. So, but I believe that's going to do it for this one. And I know we didn't make too many baits this time, but I'm still going to show them to you. So before we go, let's take a look at these baits.